Okay, so related to all this stuff, I'm just going to briefly talk about end behavior. Okay, so end behavior is where is the function headed? And a horizontal asymptote is the end behavior of a function. Okay, it's really just the writing out the answer as a limit that is confusing. We're really not going to do a lot with limits until the very end of class, so this is kind of like a one-shot thing, and then we will kind of get away from it a little bit. But, like, well, let me just write down the definition here first, and then we'll go to the next page, and I'll kind of show you what I'm talking about. So if you want to think of it as where's the function headed, and the answer is going to be a y value, and we're going to consider both as x, and the little arrow here is approaches. So as x approaches infinity and x approaches negative infinity. Okay? So every function has, well, not every function, but most functions have two end behaviors. As it goes to negative infinity, as it goes to positive infinity, where's it headed? All right. So let's try it. So I'll give you a graph here. Okay, and we'll call this f of x. So, give you what appears to be some type of exponential type function. And so we have both the left end behavior and a right end behavior of this thing. So the left end behavior is going to be as x approaches negative infinity, what is happening to y? Where is it headed? Okay, and the way that we write that out is in what's called a limit. And so this is what it looks like. This is the notation. So we just use an abbreviation lim for limit, and then underneath it, really tiny, we have our as x approaches negative infinity of f of x equals the answer. Okay? So, yes, I'm going to make you write this out every time. Limit as x approaches negative infinity of f of x equals what? Okay, so what's going on here? As x approaches negative infinity. So now we're going to move a little point along the curve from right to left. So as we go right to left, where's it headed? Up to infinity, right? So the answer to this limit, or the left end behavior of this particular function, is infinity. That's how you would write it. Now, the right end behavior, we have a what that we just got done talking about? Horizontal asymptote. And the only difference in how we write out the limit for the right end behavior is now it is the limit as x approaches positive infinity, okay, of f of x. Okay, and so then what would be the answer to that? As x approaches infinity, where's the function going? To 1. So that would equal 1. So end behaviors, sometimes it equals infinity, sometimes it equals negative infinity if it's going down, sometimes it equals a number if it has a horizontal asymptote. Okay? So that's how you answer those questions about the end behavior. And I believe all of the end behavior questions on your homework assignment are either you graph it on the calculator and look at it, or they have a graph provided for you. You don't have to see the graph in your head to be able to do it. Okay? Unless it's one that's a horizontal asymptote, then I suppose you could, but I tried to make it a little bit easier for you. Okay, that's all I got. So remainder of the time here, you guys can work on some homework, and we'll get started with that.